First and foremost, I'd like to thank you for considering me to be your potential realtor. In this presentation, you're going to learn step-by-step process of what it would be like to buy a home through Christina Michelle Realty. So let's get started. So why buy a home? Well, home values have historically appreciated over time. Research shows children of homeowners earn higher test scores and graduate more than renters. As your equity increases, your net worth increases. Plus, there's a lot of tax savings. So, why me as your realtor? Well, I spent a lifetime being a professional people pleaser, whether that's in my family or with my kid or in my career. Another reason is I will be your personal real estate GPS set to reach your investment goals. Sure, anybody can get you from point A to point B, but what my job is going to be is getting you there in the most efficient way possible while still reaching all of the goals. Plus, your satisfaction and happiness is my priority. If you're not satisfied or not happy, I'm not doing my job. And then lastly, I'm very passionate about educating others on the buying and selling process. That's the whole reason why I became a realtor, was because I was interested in the details of what it went into for the real estate market when I was ready to buy my first home. Now, this is going to be your step-by-step buyer's roadmap. We'll go through steps 1 through 8 together. Step 1, you're going to meet with a real estate professional, me. Step 2, then we're going to work with a lender to get you pre-approved if you haven't already. I've got several different awesome lenders that can fit any type of circumstance that you are in. So then 3 is the fun part where we get to go search for homes. You'll give me a list of all your wants and needs and desires, and I'll do my best to show you homes that meet all your criteria. Then number 4, we're going to make an offer. And we're going to make an offer together. We'll be working together diligently to make sure anything that you submit to a seller is competitive and aggressive. And then 5, we'll go into negotiations, which will hopefully lead to a contract. Then 6, we'll go into escrow once you and the seller have agreed to the price and terms. Now, while you're waiting for closing, this is where you'll do your due diligence and wrap up any loose ends and final details such as appraisal, inspection, and getting your lender to approve this home as well. Then it's closing time. That's when funds and ownership is transferred and you get the keys to your new home. Now, this process can take anywhere between 30 to 60 days. Now, let's go over this form called the Information About Brokerage Services. This document is required by TREC to be provided to every prospective client. This document also covers the different responsibilities owed to the client when entering into a representation agreement. It also breaks down the more complex representation circumstances. Please take the time to review this document as it is very important if you've never bought a home before, so you understand what duties that are owed to you as a client if you hire me as your agent. Once you've decided to hire me, this is the agreement that you and I will both sign. This agreement is about 5 pages long, so we're going to go over and break it down for you together. Section 1 is just your contact information and the broker's contact information, plus my contact information. Number 2 and 3 is just defining what me representing you actually means. So, for instance, number 2, you're appointing me as the client to the broker the exclusive right to act as the client's real estate agent for the purpose of acquiring property in the market area. So then in number 3, it basically breaks down what the definitions of some of those words mean. Acquire means to purchase or lease. Closing means the sale transaction, um, means the date legal title to the property is conveyed. And then market area means the area that I work in. So I cover Williamson County and Travis County. And then D, property means the home that you are putting in an offer in. 4 is discussing how long this agreement is going to be in place. So the standard for me is 90 days. Why is it 90 days? Well, because typically it takes about 30 days to look at homes and pick the right home that you want to purchase. Then, once you put in an offer, anywhere between 30 to 60 days it can take to close. On a good time, we can do it in 30 days, but if for whatever reason the appraiser takes a little bit longer, it can go all the way up to the 90 days. So we want to be sure that you are covered and that I'm, you know, under this agreement that I am your advocate during the full course of this process. Then number 5 basically breaks down what the obligations are to you by my broker and myself. Number 6 is your obligations. So, in order to keep this process moving smoothly, there will be some things that are requested of you to hopefully get back to the lender, appraiser, or myself in a timely manner. 7 is just where it breaks down if you're being represented by any other company for whatever reason, whether it's your employer, a relocation company, or a moving company. Number 8 is discussing what intermediary status means. And what that basically means is that the listing that you like happens to be under the same brokerage, but not the same agent. And so that's how that is handled, is even if the property is both under the same brokerage, there will be two separate agents representing two separate clients, meaning that your best interest will still be represented by one agent, and then the seller has their own agent to do the same for them. Number 9 just basically breaks down that there's potential that if I'm working with somebody else, that they may be interested in the same listing that you are. But the way that I like to operate is working with one client at a time, so I can give you my full attention and I can be the best realtor I can for you. 10, discuss confidential information. Anything that you share with me before, after, during is confidential, no matter what. Now, 11 is where we discuss commission. So, as a buyer, you do not pay commission. Sellers pay the commission. And in this case, they would be paying me 3% of the gross sales price. Now, 11B states that if for whatever reason the seller doesn't pay my commission, that I would pursue collecting the commission from you. In the event of that, I would write in our agreement that that is not what will happen, that I will only accept payment from the seller. The rest of that section basically discuss how I'm paid, when I'm paid, and how that works. G is going to be the protection period, which starts the day after this agreement has ended. And what that means is that if you were to be interested in wanting to put in an offer on any of the listings that I had shown you during the time of our agreement for 90 days, I am still able to collect commission on that, whether we're still covered on the agreement or also covered under the 90 days protection period. 12, 13, and 14 discuss what happens in the event of a breach of a contract, whether it's on your side or my side, and how that process will work. Number 15, discuss the liability of the broker or their associates when looking at properties. If for whatever reason any person is hurt or there's any damage, we will not be held liable for that. And 16 is just a bunch of check mark boxes for all the addendas that I will be providing to you, which we'll be going over next after this form. On the last page here is where we will sign if you are happy with moving forward with me as your realtor. So now we're going to go ahead and review the wiring fraud advisory note. So myself and anybody at eXp Realty will never send an email with wiring instructions related to your transaction. And when it comes to wiring any sort of funds, be sure to be in close contact with your escrow officer and confirm that everything that you're receiving, any communications, is actually from them. Some of the other additional addendums I will be sending over is going to be the information concerning property insurance, general information notice to buyers, the affiliated business arrangement disclosure, and the for your protection get a home inspection addendum. All of these are clickable links, so if you want to go ahead and click it, you can go and review the form yourself. I will be sending them over after this presentation to also get you to sign. Now, we'll start your home search. After we complete the necessary paperwork to protect you as my client, we will begin going over all of your desires, match you with a few properties to view, and then diligently select your new home with top confidence. I hope this presentation was really informative for you and that, it gives you top confidence in using me as your realtor. Check your email shortly. It may even go to your junk mail, but I'll be sending over a link shortly for you to be signing all of these documents so we could go ahead and find your new home. Woo!